Hey guys, welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, this is the first analysis video after the 2022 midterms, and this is regarding the midterm elections and what it tells us about everything. Issues people care about, Donald Trump, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, and we will be going through a lot of the key races and just talking about them. So obviously the Democrats, so this is the Senate map, first of all. The Democrats have 50 seats, so they have control, with Kamala Harris being the tie-breaking vote. The Republicans have 49. Georgia will go into a runoff on December 6th. That is most likely, almost certainly, going to go to Raphael Warnock, the Democrat, which would give the Democrats 51 seats. But anyway, Democrats have majority of the Senate. Republicans have majority of the House with 218 seats. Democrats have 212. A few more, too close to call. Governor's elections. All but one state is too close to call, 24-25, that being the state of Alaska, which has ranked choice voting, which is why it's taking so long. But as you guys know, Democrats outperformed big time. This is the first time in a while that polls actually favored Republicans. Very rarely do polls favor the Republican Party and their chances of winning, but this year was something different. I mean, all polls said that Hillary Clinton would win in 2016. She did. All polls overestimated the Democrats in 2018, and they did with Biden in 2020. So this is definitely going to go down in history as a time when polls were favored the Republicans. When at this time polls were favoring Democrats all across the nation. But anyway, let's go through the race. So, what do I think the biggest issue was for voters this year? Sorry, not the biggest issue. What I meant was, why did the Republicans do so bad? And, there's like a few options. Candidate quality, the Donald Trump and the election, and then I don't know, something else, just make up something else. But I don't, and the last thing is talking about issues people care about. And that is something that Blake Masters and Carrie Lake both struggled with in Arizona. That's something that Dr. Oz struggled with in Pennsylvania. That's something that Herschel Walker struggled with in Georgia. That's something that Don Bolduc struggled with in New Hampshire. And that's something that Republicans across the board struggled with, is talking about issues people care about. That was definitely an issue, and candidate quality ties into that. They were not good candidates, people. All right, it's more than that, or it's more than just Trump. It's the nominees that he endorsed. They were bad candidates. I mean, let's go through the worst. Pennsylvania flipped to the Democrats. Dr. Oz was expected to win polls, everything. John Fetterman won by, get this, 5%, almost 5%, 4.7%. That is absolutely astonishing. There was no thought in my mind that it could be 5.7%, 4.7% for John Fetterman. And this Trump endorsed candidate, Dr. Oz, not a good candidate. John Fetterman wasn't even running a good campaign. But Dr. Oz was just such a bad candidate, with his veggies, the supermarket meme, everything, John Fetterman was running a sort of an unserious campaign, and Dr. Oz was just that bad of a candidate where he lost. He talked about issues people did not care about. Plus, he was an election questioner. Questioner. Why am I having so much trouble with that? Anyway. Moving on to New Hampshire, this race was expected to be close, was not. Maggie Hassan, Don Bolduc, election denier. Anyone tied with Donald Trump heavily lost. Don Bolduc in New Hampshire. Of course, in swing states, I mean. Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. And look, guys, in every swing state, there was a Trump-endorsed Senate candidate. Nevada, Adam Laxalt. Arizona, Blake Masters. Georgia, Herschel Walker. Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz. New Hampshire, Maggie Hassan, and then there were Wisconsin, Ohio, and North Carolina, which really aren't competitive, but shockingly, North Carolina was closer than Pennsylvania, which I thought was interesting. But in all these key races, the candidate that Trump endorsed proved to be weak. Not only did they lose, they proved to be extremely weak. And they were almost always a better primary challenger, with some exceptions, like Adam Laxalt in Nevada. He is honestly probably the best candidate they could have nominated in the bunch. But anyone with that connection with Trump lost, and the party is moving on from Trump. And of course, there are other reasons. Of course, it's not the only reason, but even with Biden being unpopular, the Republicans did poorly. So I'm going to end this here. I know that was a horrible video, but thanks for watching.